And the stream was 2 hours of that riff.
Yeah.
How's it going?
What is going on, everybody? Sorry we are late.
Took a second.
We're dumb. Is what it is.
And by we, I mean I.
Somehow we unplugged the Ethernet cable slightly, not all the way, just slightly to the ATEM.
Enough that it didn't look like it was out.
To the camera switcher. And we were like, why won't this work? Why? Oh, all this crap.
I wonder if there's any other times where we've had that issue or that's what it was.
Legitimately every time. like 100%.
Yeah.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Anyways.
What's going on, everybody?
How's it going, guys?
It is Wednesday, so feeling good
Yeah.
on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. I love this guitar too. It's great. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Had some time to actually play it. That thing too, now that we set her up again, is feeling awesome.
Yeah. The neck moved a little bit.
It's like
So
opposite setup season now.
yeah,
You know?
my US Strat that TJ did is buzzing like a son of a bitch too.
Yeah,
So
I might bring my tools in and just kind of go over everything.
my
Do some
Anderson
spring
is
cleaning.
buzzing too. Anything with like
Yeah.
kind of raw wood necks are.
I've been keeping this in the case on purpose, just
Yeah.
until everything settles a bit. I don't want to deal with it right away, but yeah.
Do us all a favor and smash that like button because us not starting on time has definitely
Frigged
made
it up.
Made it a little more difficile this evening. See, Trey's difficiles.
We frigged it up. Is
Oh,
what,
yeah.
is what he means.
We done shit the beds.
Give her.
So,
We did.
you know.
Give her a gentle caress or
It's
smash.
just par for the course at the old Rev Amps today.
Yep.
Where
It's been a very par for the course day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like my timeline doesn't work properly
Yeah.
unless you
It's
have to
so
like
funny. I love how the Strymon
You have
stuff
to, like,
sounds, but
rub your stomach and pat your head to get it to work.
we had some friends here on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
James Barker came by with what was their other guitarist name that came with them? It wasn't John.
Eddie.
Eddie, thank you. Eddie was awesome. He's a great player, great dude.
Mm-hmm.
James is a great dude. And then Mike Eckert, who is here, he's like their utility guy. He's
Yeah.
a monster player. But yeah, James is playing through Derek's rig and the effects loop died, and Derek's like, oh man, no, I think something's wrong with the D40. Like the effects loop died on it. I unplugged it and it was good. And I came in and literally within 2 seconds, I just like turned the timeline on and off and everything came back. And it was like, it was the Strymon just being.
I was like 100% this is going to be a problem with my board, but we need to figure out if the loop is shot on the amp
It
or what.
literally was that the Strymon needs to
Yeah.
be turned on and off again to pass signal now. And it's the same one we've had problems with. It's just kind of continued. But now to get signal through the effects loop, you need to turn it on and then off, and then it will pass signal on bypass.
Which leads me to a question for all you guys. Like, I'm used to my gear lasting forever. Like, honestly, when, like, I don't think I've ever thrown a piece of gear out because it didn't work. I gave a piece of gear to Manny that I don't know how to use, that doesn't work properly. That's a mic pre, right?
That could be one of many things.
But
that recent one, okay.
Like 2 channels out of 4 channels work, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, like, I'd give something away that if it didn't work, it was a wonderful gift to you of my trash.
It is. I'm gonna open it up and fix it.
Yes. But yeah, how many of you guys have had gear break where you throw it out? Like, I've been debating what to do with this timeline because
You've had it serviced already twice.
3
I think.
times.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah, 3 times it's been back to Strymon. And full disclosure to Strymon, I'm not trying to shit on them, although I will say the L caps that we've had are all garbage as well. But
They sound phenomenal. No,
hot
they're
take.
not. They're not.
No, they sound great, but
2 of them are broken.
they break and they tone suck when they break, and it sucks. It's really annoying.
It's funny how, like,
Top end goes away.
I haven't had this issue with my Strymons, if that means anything. But no, they do the same thing, and it's always like that's not you. I think it's some sort of.
I will maintain that I have never actually had one of the L caps I own on a board I actually use.
No, well, we use
So,
them. Then
no, I know.
this is also the thing. We use these boards at trade shows. You know, like we bring them on the road.
Yeah, but they get no use. Like,
Okay, I'm vouching for them.
No, yeah, no. What I'm getting at is like it shouldn't break because we took it to NAMM.
No, for sure.
And they
Yeah.
sit on a shelf just over there that you guys can't see, or in road cases.
But all 3 of these pedals initially presented the same problem, which is they just drop like 6 dB in volume.
And the top end goes away.
Yeah, it gets really dark.
Gets dark.
And then the timeline now has started doing that new thing.
Yeah, it's broken several times. I've had it serviced, but I've also had it for, I want to say 12 or 13 years.
Yeah, and I will say,
So-
I like the Strymon stuff, and it sounds great, and I will still use it. But it's
Yeah.
weird how specifically the L caps and the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. So Strymon, if you're watching, I'm going to be sending this one back to get it fixed again. By the time it's done, I'm going to have paid to buy 2 timelines because at first they would fix them for me for free, and the last time I think I paid $100. So.
Jack, what do you like with the 5153 behind you? I just got to use it and I'm loving it. Is that the like the actual EVH one with 6L6s? Yeah. Yeah. They seem just a little bigger. I know you asked Derek, but like my opinion on those is they just seem a little bit.
What's up, Jeff?
A little bit bigger, like
Which
than,
one?
than the 6505, like the 5153. It's like a little bit more body.
I don't know if I can tell you what I like about that amp because I've honestly played it twice. It sounded good the 2 times I played it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
I think they just have a little more body than the 6505s. Like to me, they're like a slightly more tight version of the 90s, one, like the block letter or 80s. Yeah.
Jeff Hawkins, every time they have a tornado, Jeff is our buddy at Music Unlimited, down in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
And I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, near Oklahoma City. And yeah, he took me for a tour through his place when I was there. And yeah, they had a tornado go through and rip off like the back roof of the building. They have a ghost in their building, which he showed me video of like crazy stuff. It's a cool shop. If you're ever down in Oklahoma, go check out Music Unlimited.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet though.
So I'm drinking the good old Steel Radler, but tonight I have the lemon Radler.
Lemon Radler.
Because it's summertime, so it's Radler time.
What do you? Well, it's always Radler time.
Yeah, it is.
What do you
Oh, what's Manny got there?
usually get? Is it the
some gin
grape?
today.
Is it the grapefruit?
What's that?
Some gin and tonic today.
Nice.
Nice. Is it usually the grapefruit that you get for the Radlers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one I have behind me for later. For later, boys and girls. All right. So, how was the game, Scott? Yeah, did you watch the Oilers game last night? I sure did.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a bit of it. Like I watched the last little bit. I was doing
Connor McDavid last night was just
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Dude, like, yeah, I will say I'm not, like, avidly an Oilers fan, but that dude absolutely deserves
Rips.
a cup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Thomas asks, do you prefer the heads or separate cabs for, say, D20 or D25? Or is combo the way to go? I prefer heads and cabs more than combos. I do understand the convenience of a combo, but I've been so used to using heads and cabs for the last, honestly, like 15 to 20 years now, or maybe longer, long time.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I really like how closed back cabinets sound more than open back cabinets.
Yeah, same. It's tighter, I think. I think that's what it is, too.
Yeah. I do like the D25, obviously. I'm not just saying that so you buy them, but you should go buy one. Thank you. No, I've just never been... I mean, I bought a couple of Fender combos over the past few years, like some old stuff, and I've taken some stuff on trade. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, what do you like? Tell me what you like. Maybe I'll try what you like.
I think you kind of nailed it for me. It's like I think I like the head and combo thing because I prefer the tightness of a closed back cabinet.
Yeah.
But the overall voice, like when Steve was here earlier today, and we were kind of shooting out speakers. Like the D25 with a cream back for me would do it for sure. Like the cream back, if it's open back, gives you a little more warmth, I guess.
The D25 for me, if I had Steven's hands, would do it for me.
Yeah, he sounds great.
Yeah, so good.
Devin, how's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, what's up,
also,
Devin?
I did get your email, Devin, and I passed it on, so I will get in touch with you real soon. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are taking your suggestion of writing a song. We've been doing these vertical videos that we're doing for our dealers right now for different products. And for a lot of our products, we have songs that Sammy's pre-written. And kind of since the D40, we kind of changed things a bit so that Sam doesn't have to write all of the songs for everything.
I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I just also have a lot of other stuff to do. Like there are certain products where I think it makes sense for me to do it. There are also certain products just based on style of playing that I think it makes more sense to have you or Manny or certainly Sean. You know, like just because you guys play in a way for those products that probably appeals more to the type of people that want those products.
What are you saying?
You play more rock. Like you play a different.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I see.
Not everything is offensive.
I was gonna say, I hear your backhanded compliments.
No.
You play more rock.
No, I also talked about Sean.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fair
No,
enough.
no, you were included in the same sentence as Sean. It's okay.
Well, now I know you're being patronizing.
Listen,
Thank you.
let me just.
I'm trying to not be mean, but you're making it real hard, man. You're making it real hard. No,
You would be more likely to play like a D40 or a D25 in a live scenario than I am, like situationally with the type of stuff that you play. That's what I mean, I guess, if that makes sense. There.
He wanted to say that I played basic bitch riffs, and I'll own it. Yes, I do. That's what I do. So, yeah, you freaking suck. Yeah. Yeah. See?
No, not at all.
See?
That's not what I meant.
No. We started experimenting with, and it was actually because you were on tour, is what sparked it. Is we needed to get the D40.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
The D40 dealer preview video done, which none of you people have seen. But we needed to get it done, and I didn't want to wait for you to get back from dates with Morgan. So I sat down with Manny and Dorian, and between the three of us, I think you guys wrote the entire song, and then I played it, and then Manny retracked all the parts that were out of time. So, it was a fun adventure.
But this is the thing, is like, writing and recording are two very different processes, and I think regardless of if Manny was recording certain parts to make them sound tighter, still building on that idea as a group is very useful, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Will fully admit I am shit at recording because I don't ever do it. So there's no need for me to be like I can play to a click, but there's no need for me to be 100% on and everything be repeatable every time. Because the only time I play is here at church.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
for sure. But that's not to say that you don't have ideas that would be beneficial for the things that we're doing. And that's also like, there are songwriters and then there are session musicians.
Yeah.
And those are two super different things, right? Like, so there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. But I think everyone here, in terms of who we're talking about, has like a style that does fit into one of our products that I think it makes sense to have them represent that kind of thing,
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
What style does Luke fit?
Luke's been chugging pretty hard these days. Every time I go into the test room, the Ibanez is in drop D now. I have to rebalance the Floyd Rose, and I'm mad.
Yeah, sorry, bud. Could have came to me to say it.
No, I'm joking. But no, Luke's been chugging pretty hard. I could see Luke doing like a Kublai Khan type demo.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah. You could do like speed with the flute. Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Did you? Oh, a bunch of people sent it to me, and I was
so
like,
good.
I don't know why you guys sent this to me. I don't listen to Speed.
It's the best.
But it's pretty sick. Have you seen the video? I'll have to show it to you after.
I sent it to Manny.
Yeah. Those guys are bopping off right now, eh? Like I didn't know they were Australian. I like looked them up last
really?
night. Yeah.
Doing spin kicks and then do like a flute trill riff.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll show you the video
Okay.
after. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So with the way that we've been doing the demo stuff lately, like again, it's not stuff that you guys have seen because it's all been mostly our dealer preview stuff that we do. So before we launch any product, all of our dealers get to find out about it at least a month before everybody else, and we shoot a little video so that we don't just send them a picture of it saying like, look,
It's real.
It's a new pedal. or new
Yeah.
amp.
No, it's kind of like you can see it, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And it's just a really easy way to translate the point of what we're trying to say with that product,
Yeah, so we had done
Yeah.
the D40 one, and then we did the G50 one with the two of us, where it was like a rock riff that I had written, and then Dorian rewrote what would have been like kind of the verse of it. Like I had like kind of the intro and the main riff, and then you put leads over top of
the
all of it.
The G50 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of become more of a collaboration, and I'm always amazed at your ability when I ask you to write something. Like I remember talking to you about like, hey, I really like this song, like Pretty Handsome Awkward. I like this riff by
Yeah,
The
yeah, I
Used, and
remember
I was
that.
like, can you write something like this for the G20 release with Loomis?
Mm-hmm.
And like, can you put it together so that we can send it to Loomis and he can like record a lead over top of it? And like you came up with something like very much in the vein of what I was looking for, and that's not something that I'm ever capable of doing. Like I'm not good at like, if you told me like, okay, write something that sounds kind of like, you picked a specific song and you're like, you do something like this,
yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would be like way too close to what the song was because I'd learned the song and then I'd be like, how do I adapt this riff just slightly?
Yeah, for me with that, it wasn't like I was trying to like take that riff. It was like I hadn't heard that song.
Yeah.
So I just listened to it, and like the initial kind of vibe, like I literally listened to it like 3 times before I did that, so it didn't stick with me too much, but I kind of like got the energy of the song. And I think that also like one thing that I'll talk about here too is like obviously writing for yourself creatively and writing to serve a purpose and translate something like that isn't just your own personal creative message is 2 different things. Like 'cause with this product, it's like I know that I need to write something that will show what this does.
Right.
And that's kind of more the intention with what we're doing with these types of videos. It's not like I'm sitting down and just writing a song that's on my mind, because like that might not suit at all what we're doing.
Right.
That's the thing, right? And it's funny because like I feel like that in a sense it's creative and you want it to sound good and you want it to like inspire people, but in a sense it still is commercial because it has to represent a purpose in that regard.
Yeah.
Like so yeah, it's like I find writing in that setting honestly easier because you've given me a picture of what you want.
Right.
And I know what to base it off, and I can kind of like, and sometimes we'll bounce things back and forth, right? Like sometimes right away it'll be like, okay, like this section I like this because this will translate better like in this setting of whatever,
This showcases
whatever
this
we're
about,
doing, right? So it's like
this shows how punchy you know the G50 is, or you know, like I'll often say like I want something that's unless we're doing like the 120, I'll be like, hey, let's do something that's more straightforward rock and roll and more riffy, because that's what the majority of players who are buying our stuff are going to play, and less like melodic metal.
Yeah, totally. It depends on what it is, and that's why it's nice to have, you know, the way that we're doing things now, where you guys have that input. You know, even if it is Manny or myself or whoever that ends up tracking it, everybody kind of gets to put that thought into what it is.
Yep.
And I find writing like that with like a very specific intention easier, because you can kind of focus on if you've hit that. Whereas like I feel like if I'm writing with no real purpose and it's just my own music, I kind of get so up my own ass that I don't know what I want it to be anymore sometimes.
Right.
It's like sometimes it's like with Higher Lows, like we're doing this new album, like one song Rob and I wrote in literally 7 hours, from like nothing to having a vocal demo done with instruments and everything. And then there was one song that literally took us like 9.5 months. Because
I've never had a song take me 9.5 months, and that's why none of my songs are on the radio.
But it was like one of those things where like we didn't know what we wanted, so we banked it and then came back, and then it was like, oh wait, no, it could do this because we have this other thing now. And then it's like sometimes, you know, like when there's that freedom creatively, and it's harder to settle on something because it doesn't have to represent anything.
Right.
So there's different purposes, you know.
So the way I've always written songs, and so for tonight's stream, guys, what we thought we would do is we have to write this thing for the D20. So we have to write something that's like, you know, it's nice, it's clean, it's kind of pedal platformy, or like showcases the fact that it's a pedal platform. So
I like that top comment before we go on.
So yeah, I know. I was just about to comment about that, and also I saw Sean's here. So what's up, Sean? He made a really good point too. He's like, I've written a few short songs. Record everything you play. It's really important. I will say, when I played in a band, it was, you know, 20 years ago now, where we were playing originals. I would often just have times where I would sit down at night with I think probably with a phone. I don't think the iPhone was even out yet, or it was maybe just coming out 20 years ago. But I would sit down and like
iPhone come out?
Do like
2005.
What's that?
2005?
Yeah, so it wasn't even out yet, because I would have been doing this in 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
So I would sit down, and it might have been with my computer, just recording like some sort of voice note thing. And I would just record whatever little riffs, and I would try to do a little bit like what I do to you, where I'd be like, okay, I want something that's more like this style. So like I would purposely like not know that something was in 6/8, but like that other riff, like the right? I would just start trying to play something that had that kind of like more swingy feel to it than something that doesn't, right? So I would sit down and write with intention that like, I wanted an intro, I wanted a verse, and I wanted a chorus, and then I would go to practice, or I would just call Stobes and be like, yo, this is what I've got these, let's see what you think.
Yeah.
And my problem I've always had as a writer is that once I hear something one way, it is nearly impossible for me to hear it another way.
Right.
Stobie is phenomenal at arrangement and hearing so many different layers and how to completely twist things.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So the only props I'll give to Stobes on the stream.
And how he can do pinch harmonics.
Yeah, and his pinch harmonic technique is.
It's easy to
It's
get.
a
I forget who it
mutant.
was that told me from like demoitis is a thing. Like you get so attached to what you hear and what you think is there that it
Yeah.
kind of inhibits you from being able to move further into that idea. And
Yep.
I think unless you kind of have a fully painted picture of something, it's okay to leave it and not do that. and then like that literally that's what we did with that song is we came back to it after we were sick of it because we listened to it too much and it was so like we were so in the rut of where it was. And then we came back after writing a few other songs to the same one and it was like, oh no, this totally makes sense to do this. And like, you know, you can overdo it.
I've had
So
it where
it's-
like
yeah.
I wrote riffs 20 years ago that as we were doing what we've been doing and sitting with Dorian, I would actually come up with other parts, like steal parts from one song, but not like
Yeah.
entire sections, right?
For sure.
And I'd be like, oh hey, like I could never find something to go with this riff, and now I just heard Dorian play something, and I'm like, hey, I bet you I could smash those two things together and it would be cool. Like you
Yeah.
could smash that like button for us right now. See what I did there? That's really, really nice, right?
Segued that
So,
perfectly.
yeah. So, anyway, I was really interested in like what your procedure was for writing because I've never sat and written songs with anybody. Like I would send stuff to Stoby,
Yeah, you
or
just kind of
like
change demos and stuff.
yeah, or like we would show up at like practice, and I'd be like, okay, here's the here's what I think should be the intro. Here's what I think should be the
Right.
the verse and
Yeah.
the chorus, but I have no bridge. Or I'd be like, I have the intro and the verse, and I have no chorus.
It's funny because like I feel like I've written with people a lot, but like when we're writing in group settings, like I feel like even then when we start with something, someone comes in with something to start with. It's not like you come
Yes.
in. It's not like you come in together without an idea and just try to figure something out because that's just like kind of chaos, you know. It's like I feel like
Yeah.
someone kind of brings something in, and it's like as long as you can kind of have that cohesive workflow, it's like you kind of bring in, it's like this is our idea. Like I remember there was last time I was in New York with the GA guys, it was literally like a LAN party. Like we all just had our laptops out, just like on the thing, like doing different like printing different stems and doing different things at different times. And it was like one of us came in with an idea. I forgot what it was. Either Jacob or I came in with a riff. And like I started tracking stuff, and then as I was tracking it, he was tracking this part, and then it was this and this and this. And at the end of like 8 hours, we had something, and it was like a group effort, but it still stemmed from like someone bringing in a
Yeah.
riff that everyone kind of started with, and yeah, it was fun. But on the flip side of things too, like sometimes you hear the whole thing, sometimes you hear nothing. Sometimes it's great to have other people's opinions because a lot of like I have no problem giving someone something to work with if I don't know what to do with it. It's not like I feel like I have to be the one to like finish it, you know? Like when you have a
Yeah.
good working relationship with someone, like you and Alex, you know?
Yep.
Like you can bring in the riffs and like you're saying, you have the riffs, he's the guy who can kind of be like, okay, this makes sense to be in this part of the
Yeah.
song and do that, you know? Like everyone having different strengths
Well, and
helps that.
I played very much like the guitar was the main driving and rhythm instrument, and I wrote that way, that like my guitar would always be present, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, it's only been in recent years that that I would think differently and let other things carry rhythm, and you know, have the guitar be way more of a melodic instrument.
Yeah, totally.
So,
yeah.
which also it's easy for me to say that because I don't write songs anymore. So,
But it's like it's funny though because like sometimes it's easy to write like if I like that riff you kind of bring it in and bring those leads over top of that, like that kind of is in a sense how I'd write sometimes. Like you can kind of take a more simple rhythm and kind of hear the root of your idea and then use like
Yeah.
the lead stuff just to kind of expand on top of it. It's not like you have to hear all of that right away, you know.
best way to write a song is using AI.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be.
sure. It's the best way to build the pedal too. Hey, do we have more of those?
Chat breakers?
Yeah, we were talking
just
about,
a few of them.
We were talking about it the other day. We might have some. No, that's it.
Yeah, so
That was cool. Whatever you're doing.
yeah. I'd like to know from you guys, tell us how you guys write stuff when you write, if you guys write full songs or if you just write riffs or what you do. Sam and I have never sat down and talked about how he writes his stuff. He's just literally, I've said, hey, we need to do this video, and he'll tell me like, okay, I'm gonna take, tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna take off early, or I'm gonna come in late tomorrow because I'm gonna work on the song at home. And then he comes in with, fully like programmed, like ready for many to mix songs, which there's no way on this God's green earth that I could do that. So, so yeah, I kind of assumed that we always had very different approaches to how we write, but it was interesting because we sat down probably about half an hour before the stream started to be like, okay, so
How do we actually
do this?
Yeah.
We have the rig working so that
we don't know. So just so you guys know, what we're doing is Derek and I are running these two D20s into this rig next to me here. So I have an Apollo that I use. Right now we're running into this Focusrite. This is the Scarlett 18i8 or something like that. But Derek and I are actually running into this into Logic on my laptop, which if you, the HDMI is working, I guess, and there's some test audio here that I'm going to delete. But we're actually running into Logic here. And then just out of the interface into the stream rig. So basically, everything's just running on one stereo feed from the Focusrite today. It's a little bit different, but it sounds good. And in Logic, I just have us panned just as we were jamming, just so we can kind of hear each other. But yeah, Derek, what you're hearing right now is just Derek's D20 rig. We were messing around with putting some effects on here in post, which is something I like. Like that was something that Derek and I were talking about, which is what I really enjoy doing for recording, or at least writing. Yeah. Because it gives you a lot more flexibility. But we'll get into all that anyways. But essentially, yeah, we're just running the D20s into Logic, and then Logic is going out into the stream computer. In here, I'm just going into input 1. Derek's going to input 2. We're just running mono for each of the guitars, D20s. That's pretty much it. So yeah, in here, like you know, I don't like Manny mixes a lot of the stuff for Dorian Mo. Like I've mixed a few of the demos on my own just for like the super heavy stuff, or if we're in a time crunch and I just have to do it. But mostly we'll just go, yeah, I don't know how we kind of go over how we like structure it, write it, kind of piece the tracks together, like what makes sense in terms of layering.
Yeah,
all that stuff, like that type of approach. Yeah.
You had said like if I could come up with like 1 or 2 progressions that were like something different or that I thought would work. So that thing that we were playing when we started, like that, like.
Yeah. So this is the thing is like you were saying, how do you go about writing something? You're saying for me, I kind of sit down and like. So you were before you had like those before you had those on, you were kind of just strumming around the E minor, and then as you introduced new sounds, that kind of inspired new ideas.
Yeah. So I started out.
That is how
like
I'll
here.
write. Yeah.
Like I started out doing that essentially with it completely clean. So I do have my pedal board, just so you guys know, because that is part of how I try to write things so they don't just sound like big chords.
You can exit out of the HDMI.
So like,
sorry.
So this is a good point that we can talk about the difference between how I would approach effects when it comes to writing or recording versus Sam.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
to me,
but I will say, creating the initial idea, I don't care at all.
No,
That's the thing. Is like whatever inspires your idea is great, and often I'll scratch track an idea with a sound even if it's not like recorded in the most efficient way, so I have it.
Yeah.
Like when you're creating the idea, I don't think it has to be anything. You just want to get that idea down, and that's kind of where I think we do approach that the same way.
Yeah. The place where I think we approach it from different sides is that I won't hear melody or other things. Like it takes me hearing like I don't know what this. You hear that? Like,
it's a cool sound. It's called Ice in the timeline. I think it's like an octave kind of. I don't know. It's like an octave reverse fade thing. It's cool. It sounds sweet.
So I turned on the timeline, whatever that is. I was just looking for delays that would be like cool sounding, and that would work because we were kind of like I was like, I like that like
kind of the swell thing going on in the background.
Well, and I can hear how like that's gonna like present the D40 in a nice light, right? Like
yeah, and it's like to me, it's like I think that is a little present for what I would do to demonstrate the amp fully, because it is very effect heavy. But still, you can use that to inspire that idea, and we can find a way to translate that into a way that represents the amp sound.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But having this stuff on is what allowed me to hear
to land on that idea.
To be like
yeah, exactly.
Right, because it's in E minor, so. now there's all of a sudden a new layer to everything, right? Like. And I feel like I can let that like this note, like that note right there, I can let that hang, right? A lot more than if I played it just like you are with no effects, like.
Don't play with effects.
Oh, you have effects on?
It's still land verb.
Like I wouldn't think to let that hang.
Yeah.
Ever, because it just sounds so wrong to me, right?
Just delete that there. Yeah.
What's up, Baker? Compared to like.
Yeah, it's the 9th, which is it's like the 2nd, but like an octave higher, so it makes it sound like denser.
If you guys haven't watched Sean's videos about intervals, I have to, because I still I understand.
Literally, yeah.
Like, yeah, if I sit down and think about a G major scale, in this case, right? Like that's one of the other things. I would only know it in the relative major.
You think in major more than minor?
Always.
I was thinking minor.
I don't know the actual, like, I don't know what 1 to 7 would be in minor, but I know exactly what it is in major.
Yeah, and it's the same.
You know what I mean?
It's the same notes, but where the interval falls is different.
Yes.
Depending on what you're thinking in. Yeah.
So if you guys didn't see Sean's Rev Time video, you go watch it, because I'm gonna have to go watch it and figure that out, because it would help me, because everything, anytime I write anything with any sort of leads, it is 99% of the time based in like a minor pentatonic. So, because I know that scale. Yeah. So that's kind of always been my approach, was like I would find like something like.
Yeah.
Find like some way to like maybe have there be a lead into a chorus.
So right, I like the progressions, but the thing is, like, thinking of like a full song, it would be hard to introduce kind of drums at that tempo for a demo, I guess. It wouldn't be, it's slower. But I feel like if we were like use that progression, like I like that progression a lot. And I feel like if
you don't want to do it faster though, right?
Not a little bit, maybe a little bit for if I was doing it personally too, because I think it would be like a little more.
Go ahead.
You could build that up, but like let's
you show me what you would do, and then I'll.
Well, actually, no, that's. Gotta get the record going on. I'm kind of trying to think of the theme of the song. Like that's kind of the chord progression. So it's like how could I take that in a way that I could build on it and use the same idea in like a couple different ways throughout that, so that it's like it's the same idea but it just builds and kind of is. Like,
yeah, show me what you would do.
Well, I mean, right away that patch you had, like that sound you have is perfect for that. So. What were the chords you were initially playing?
I was just playing E minor and then C, and then I would go up to. But I also did this. Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. So I didn't go to a D.
Yeah.
So I just slid back from like 8 to 7.
Yeah.
On the B string. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. So yeah.
Yeah. But I liked when you went to the D. That's fine. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But like the sound you had too. Like I would even put some verb on that. But you know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to think of a way that I could translate that idea into something that we could use, like with the D20. thinking about what the product is. It's like we wanted to kind of have a clean thing going into it that you can hear build into, but like kind of keep the theme going. You don't like, you want the song to be pleasing and you want the song to sound good, but it's also meant to demonstrate the sound of the product. And I like, there's a fine line of like the writing taking away from what you're hearing, like, because it's too involved.
Yeah.
Like, you also want it to focus on the sound you're hearing in this setting and not like the riffs too much.
Yeah, that's why I'll always play like
Yeah.
bigger chords, like
Right.
whenever we're testing stuff.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
always like,
and that's like, again, this is writing for a specific purpose. So like I would think about it that way and kind of think of how can I make it so that the song really is just kind of building on the one idea, but I can play it in different ways that it's going to translate the main sounds that we want to hear, which for me with the D20 would be like a clean, and then kind of like a pushed rock kind of clean type thing. So hearing it in that tempo where you can kind of do the clean at the beginning. Or something like that, you know?
Okay.
And then if I wanted that to be bigger later on. You can essentially take the same riff and just make it bigger sonically.
Yep.
And at that tempo, it kind of moves in a way that it wouldn't be too hard to put some drums and bass to it. Not, again, like nothing intrusive, but just enough to fill it out and hear it. Like I like doing the full band kind of demos because you hear it in the context of a song, right? So it depends, because sometimes you might just want it to be a guitar demo, in which case, who really cares? But when you're thinking about how it kind of builds into a song, you want it to be able to at least have some of that movement to like let it build and be exciting. So I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you want to do it. That's kind of how when I was hearing those chords, what I would hear in terms of how I would, if you were to send me that and be like, hey, I like how this sounds, let's make a demo. That's kind of where my brain went with it, if that makes sense.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Then let's see it.
Okay, it's got a sound. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and that's not like, and again, it's like, although the tempo is different, that still kind of has fully stemmed from that idea.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And we can get some cool verbs and stuff going because like the D20 and the D25 are platforms, so I think showcasing that is a good way to do it.
Yes.
So, and we can show how I like to dial effects because I'm a big fan of doing, so for anyone who does recording, obviously if you have the time to like reamp and get things great, like, you know, dialed properly, cool. But I'm a big fan of doing effects in post because it's a lot more flexible and you can just change things. Manny's nodding his head as a mix engineer. I'm sure you like, because I don't know, you can just EQ delays differently, reverbs differently and stuff after the fact. It's kind of like using, you know, the 2-note stuff. Like another thing I like doing with 2-notes is turning the IR off on the amp and running it on the computer. Because then you can change the IR after you've tracked your performance and find the right sound, right? So like there's lots of little tricks that I like to use like that kind of just like limit your ability to build on what you've tracked without having to retrack.
Right.
If you want to make changes. Like, because when we go back and forth between you and I or Manny or Dorian and we make these revisions, I don't want to retrack every time we do that.
Right.
You know, like I want to leave it in a way where it's flexible so that if I need to make changes, we can do that. So anyways, let's kind of mock up a sound here. So this is going to start clean. So let's delete this. So what's the sound you've got going on? I'm going to try to just match your sound.
So I have a verb. I have this weird delay.
That octave thing's going to be a unique one for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to put it in there for
now.
now.
Just the verb. So I'm not sure yeah, you got Logic there, sweet. So Derek's running his pedal rig. I'm running clean, so I'm actually going to turn, is the tilt boost off? Yeah, great. So I'm just off the top going to put a little bit. Okay, so Manny, do you sidechain verbs and delays in this setting?
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think for demoing I wouldn't, but for mixing I probably
For
would.
mixing, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so what I was referring to is if you go, like for, kind of similarly, so you might find this interesting, similarly to running an effects loop. So if I go here, and this is kind of jumping ahead a little bit, like this would be more of a mixing thing, but this is just something I would think about in terms of doing this. I want to run some delay on that sound. I have some Valhalla plugins that I really like. The Valhalla delay is great. So that's kind of the delay there.
The Valhalla anything is great.
Yes, that is correct. They're really, really great. This BB Duck one, yeah, it's got this really warm kind of like. So like that delay you're running with the octave thing, like it does sound kind of washy, like kind of, you know, there's some modulation going on there for sure. So this type of thing. That's not I want the quarter note though. No, don't lag on me. Why are you lagging on me? There we go. So right now, I'm just running it on the channel strip, which is similar to running your delay pedal like in the front of your amp. It's just like on the strip. So that you get this kind of thing. Right? Which sounds great. Like I do like how that sounds. Like we'll put some verb and stuff on here too. But what you can do is if you go to sends here, you can sidechain the delay, which is similar to running it like in a loop and not just like directly on your chain. So you can create a bus here, and then that will have done this, and I will call this D20. And then what I can do is choose how much of this I want to blend in with whatever I decide to run on that bus. And this essentially sidechains it so that it's like you're not smashing everything, the delay with everything in your chain.
Right.
So this is what it sounds like sidechained.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like it's quite
more like in a loop.
It's quite a bit cleaner.
Yeah.
So I personally like running the effects that way. So that's the side chain, and then this is in front. Right, like it's more pronounced, which isn't bad, but like this is. So I can turn the mix up a little bit on that since we're in the loop. That kind of thing.
Yep.
Sounds pretty sweet. Like, and that's like that's why I love stuff BPM tempo, because it's always just like when you're trying to do like the dotted eighth thing.
Yep.
It'll just be perfect every time because it's literally just on the click.
Nice.
So yeah, I would use that and then play that sound one more time.
So like the.
You know what? Why don't you just track it? Here, just track it how you're playing it. Ready? You're gonna record. You're gonna record to a click, Derek.
Yep. Yep. Click.
It's a cool delay sound. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. So that's enough that I can just listen to this and kind of figure out what we want.
Manny can clean it up.
Yeah, clean it up in post.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm not really sure on is that octave thing. But again, like for the sake of recording a demo like this, I'm not sure I'd really want to put that in there anyway, because like it's cool.
Yeah.
But it is kind of distracting from the core tone of the thing, and I think for the purposes of a demo, I like the kind of core tone of the thing.
I might put it like just really soft in the background,
Very
like not as
faintly.
pronounced. But
do you know what would do that? Like
the
I don't know.
Valhalla Shimmer has an octave up.
I don't know if I have the shimmer.
Okay.
Shoot.
That's okay.
Either
it doesn't
way,
need to be there.
But we'll put some verb on it. Like
Rob, I don't know what the crystal sounds are. It's like it's called Melt Away, I think, on the timeline, and it's the ice setting.
The ice engine, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just using right now this this reverb in Logic. It's called Chroma Verb. It literally comes in Logic. There's two sounds in here that I like. Manny and I were just talking about this. Manny's not a huge fan of it. I like the chamber and I like the dark room. But it's literally just in Logic and it's easy to use. I gotta get the Valhalla one. But you've got this kind of thing. What? Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sounds pretty good. I like that. And there is a little bit of modulation, I think, in the delay that you were running. I don't think it's like a chorus or anything, so I'm going to go into the Valhalla
I also
stuff.
No, that's the Eventide.
Oh yeah.
I turned the Eventide on, and it's got a micro pitch and a reverb, and it's called Wide and Clean. So like here's.
That's cool.
So if I. What like there's without it.
Yeah. Gotcha. So it's
Oh,
got
yeah,
kind
I
of
like
the
that.
micro shift delay. Yeah. So if we were to open,
that thought.
hang on.
Oh, sounds pretty good, eh, guys? Oh yeah.
We're gonna
Not bad.
We're gonna have fun.
Smash
here.
that like button.
We're gonna open another instance of Valhalla, and we're gonna do that. Something like that.
The Supermassive might have.
Oh, the Supermassive
Yeah.
definitely does. Yeah, it has.
Needs more cowbell.
It does.
Sam's gonna program drums. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. We'll do it.
He's gonna do it.
Let's get that 8 voice. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I'm missing here, just because I don't have it on the board, is I would like a little bit of compression on that. I don't have my UA hooked up right now, so I'm literally just going to throw the stock Logic compressor on it. And this is, again, just for tracking, right? Like, you just kind of want to get close. This won't be the final tone we use, but everything in here is very easily tweakable because it's in post. So when I send this to Manny, I can send him either the sounds that I've dialed, or he can just take the raw things and do his own effects and kind of make that how he wants
Yeah,
to make
I like
it.
the way you send me stuff because you send me kind of like the product that you're going for. But then you also send me like a DI'd signal so that I can reamp if I need to. Or like,
Yeah, and we
it's really
don't
great.
have that looped up, but I will always take a DI of anything,
Yeah.
because then if we need to reamp it, you can easily reamp it. So I literally just turn this compressor on, and I'm not going to mess with it too much, but
Also, everybody tell us where you're watching from tonight.
that's the tone we have right now.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, where are you watching from?
Yeah.
Oh, plug in. So try playing the riff with that sound and just see how it feels versus what you're. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how much warmer the P90s are
I know.
than that, eh?
Yeah.
Like,
We could track it with that guitar though, because like that's the sound you're going for, right?
I
Like,
don't care.
Yeah.
No, that sounds good too.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's track that, and then we can decide where
You
we
go
want it
right
to
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tune first because that's the most important.
Sean,
part
you are
before
not in
anything.
Texas right now, are you? No. Sean was in Nashville earlier today, so
Lubbock, Texas. Played plenty of shows at Jake's. All right. So, what I'm kind of hearing, I guess, is like we want this to be how long? A minute? So like
under 60 seconds.
So
59 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drum's gonna come in, repeat a little bit of a lead.
Okay.
The Valhalla stuff sounds so good. I wish they made. Manny and I were talking. It's like this Valhalla needs to make pedals because
Yeah.
their delays sound so
Yeah.
good.
I was saying like I just
Yeah.
need a pedal where I can
Yeah.
load my plugins into, and that's my channel strip.
Anyways, so then it kind of picks up, and then after that, kind of just a brief pause, and then into like a kind of. Yeah, exactly. So let's get her going. That can be in there too. So I'm gonna relabel this because
Did you hear that at the end?
Yeah, that was cool.
oh, it's because of that delay. Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds sick. Frick, they should make. Yeah, I gotta get that shimmer plugin if it does stuff like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so what I would do is generally, like with the intro, like I want it centered. And then when it kicks in, I'm thinking there's gonna be a lead, and thinking ahead of time, I kind of want my lead to probably be panned center. So I'll probably create 3 clean tracks.
Okay.
Center clean guitar track to start with, so it's centered. And then once everything kicks in, what I'm playing on the center track will move to a left-right track. So I'll double track that, and then the lead will occupy kind of the center space. So start with this. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. And what's sweet is I can just cut it off because all the effects are in post, so I don't need to worry about the effects spillover happening. I also recorded on your channel. That's just because it's armed. That's fine. So immediately I'm going to give that one more bar of pre-roll, just because Dorian likes that when we're filming videos. So this is what we just recorded. Cool. So I would have the next riff kick in here, which is the same riff, just bigger. Anything you want to go over before I
Nope.
keep doing stuff?
Just give her.
Cool. So that take is good. I'm going to reuse that take for the left guitar, and then I'm going to retrack the right guitar. So let's duplicate these. So if you have Logic, if you see this little button here, that'll just duplicate the track settings with whatever I have running and the routing. So if I duplicate that, it'll put the compressor and run it into the same FX bus. So I'm going to do left. Pan that hard left. I'm going to pan this center now, just since we're tracking. I had it pan just because Derek and I were jamming, and then I'm going to duplicate that again. I will make that right. And then I will make it right. So now if we listen, that's our right guitar. Some of the effects are stereo, so they'll spill over. That's our left guitar. Are you hearing that backwards, Manny?
Yeah, it'll be opposite for the
Opposite
viewers.
for you. I was
Yep.
gonna say viewers, it'll be opposite. I'm hearing left and right. So, and then you got your center. So I'm gonna duplicate the take that I took from that first one because it's good, and then I'll double it, and that'll be our left guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that'll move to the left, and then I'm gonna go to the right guitar. We're going to double that up. That'll give us some nice width. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, frigged it up, boys. Gotta do another take. Sometimes that happens. You just gotta punch it in again. So that's that. I have my double now, and just the arrangement I'm hearing for that, like we're gonna do the clean once on its own. We'll do the clean twice with a lead going over top of it. So I'm just gonna double that. Or duplicate that, sorry. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Cool. So what I'm gonna do here, and this is just how I like to do this. I'm not sure if people have systems that work for them, but I'm gonna copy paste this. What I'm gonna do is you can see here, like, because there's kind of like a little swell into the note, the waveform is slightly before the line. So I'm just gonna copy it. And again, like if I'm doing this like a hack, whatever, but this just works for me. But I usually just copy it, and then I'll find the spot I want to paste it to, which for me would be, so it'd be this bar. So you can do that. That'll actually allow you to visually paste it on the line correctly. And then when you're doing your crossfade, you can go in here and just kind of find the best way that you want the waveform to line up. So you can kind of see that's where the waveform starts. That'll allow you to get kind of that pre-roll into that. Little crossfade, boom. And then I'll go back here and just fix that so that it sounds correct. So now, yeah, just the width from that's nice, because if I'm going to play in the middle.
Rob Baker asked, when do you think about bass? After you track your leads.
What was he saying?
Rob Baker asked, when do you start thinking about bass?
When I start thinking about bass, I guess it depends, because sometimes it depends on the song. Sometimes I'll hear a groove first. So with this, I'm not thinking bass is going to be too. At least in the first part, bass is going to be pretty rooty, just kind of ding 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 ding. You're kind of following that. But usually, like I'll kind of. I guess it depends, because sometimes you hear a fuller picture. Like for this, we're kind of building it from scratch, and right now we have this rhythm riff, so I'll kind of build around that. So generally, from here, I'd probably add some guitar and bass to that, just so I can see how it feels, and then that'll kind of give me the idea of what I want for leads, and then maybe the leads will kind of inspire how I want the drums and bass to follow that. So in this setting, I'd probably start thinking about drum and bass honestly now, because then that'll kind of put together how I want the rest of this to work. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone want to hear anything? Like, we're also here to answer questions and you know, not just zone out recording stuff. So, yeah. That sounds sweet, dude. I really like that delay sound.
So what would you do next? Leads, or when do you start thinking about
I'd probably
drum track and...
Well, there's two ways I could do this next. I kind of know where I want the song to go.
Okay.
So I could just figure out the rhythm guitar riff and just track that now, and then I have all my rhythm guitars.
Sure.
And then I can fill out the drums and bass and then just track leads over that. Or if it was in a situation where I didn't know where I wanted the song to go next, I'd probably add my drums and bass now.
Yeah.
Because then I could actually hear it and kind of get into it, and that would give me more of an idea of where I want it to go next. Now I already know. So if I was in a setting where I already kind of knew what I wanted to do, I'd probably just track everything that I wanted to first, and then I can go back and start adding drums and bass in that after that. And that's kind of where I think I'm at right now with this. We know where we want it to go.
Yep.
So let's create a couple more tracks. That's obviously the main thing we're not going to run. Like,
Devin says try a part with the neck pickup on the tone super low or off and a bit of dirt.
Cool. For the lead part, yeah, 100%. That's what's going to go on. Tone rolled back a bit. Oh, yeah. Sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
That's what I was going to do too, but I didn't want to.
That's why we're here. This is some modern church music if I've ever heard it. Says YouTube guy. I'm not a worship player, but Derek is, so we'll say. But this is Derek's riff, and that's what we're doing. And the D20 is a great amp for this
I
type.
wouldn't say it's my riff anymore.
Well, the D20 is.
There was 2 chords that I found at the beginning.
But still, that inspires the idea, right? Like that's a part of it. Like coming up with that initial idea is a huge part of it.
I might have stole that first chord too from Manny.
So modern church guy chords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the second iteration of this. So where are we at for time right now? How long is this? That's one thing we should also consider. Because so 4 seconds. We're pretty long already. I guess it depends on how long we want this to be. We're at about 40 seconds right now. So I think if we're wanting to do a 1-minute demo, we should probably have just one iteration of that with the drums and bass.
Okay.
Right? Like that's what we're going for? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Riff comes in there. Quick pause so we can do some sort of cool video swell showing the product. So yeah, now we got to think of kind of a heavier, not a heavier version, but I'm kind of hearing just like, yeah, some kind of bigger version of that riff. So we're going to go track, add new track because we're doing a new sound now. And we're going to go rhythm. We'll label it left because we're going to do 2 rhythm guitars, but let's just dial the sound first. All right. What kind of rhythm sound do we want? So there's a couple ways we can go with the D20. I mean, you're more of a fan of like the humbucker, kind of this broken rotary.
What are you gonna play?
Well, we're gonna figure it out because I'm kind of hearing like a.
Okay, yeah. pretty dry then. I would do it almost like more like syncopated isn't the right word, but like, you know what I mean on the first. Yep. Just maybe on the first two, like let those ring through.
I got you. Yeah.
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 Brent says to start arpeggiating. So like you could do like
Yeah. So for tone, are you thinking, because like that's kind of this more split coil. We're doing D20, so like how much? Like I wouldn't mind hitting this with like the tilt overdrive or the G2 or something, because that kind of showcases the pedal platform
I mean,
aspect, right?
I'm using the Chad breaker and the tilt. I think that sounds good. Maybe just Chad breaker.
Derek, did you grow up on Yellow Card? Story of the year?
I did not, but
No?
I did listen to some Yellow Card. Not really any story of the year though.
That pattern you're playing reminds me of something.
The pattern that we wrote.
Is it 1,000 miles? I don't know.
Now it sounds like Yellow Card.
That's what it is. Something like that. Anyways, yeah, I'm kind of hearing that type of tone. So, like, I'd say more rock. Rather than doing the split thing, do more of like a rock type.
I do it like tighter sounding, like
Yeah?
like
Okay.
whoops.
Sounds like the tilt overdrive is required. He says Michelle Branch too. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what we're doing. 1,000 D20s.
Can you have it cut harder?
Sorry?
More the first two like that. I think mine just has less gain.
Do you want it cleaner?
Try your Chad breaker and your tilt boost like what I'm using and see how that is. Man, yours is so much gainier than mine, eh?
Yeah, I don't quite know why.
Man, he's looking at me funny.
What do you think?
He says, instead of doing a straight 4 on the rhythm, add a triplet in there.
Could end it on a triplet, actually. Ba, 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 ba. Kind of like a shot at the end. The triplet B. You could end it on that. That tone's close.
It's a little gainy. I'd pull the drive way back on the breaker. Sounds a little like farty to me, but
That's better.
here.
Try the P90s.
Yeah. Or try my rig. Can you?
Let's try the P90s, because I think, honestly, a lot of it's the P90s for sure.
Okay.
And that's the thing. So these pickups are going to respond differently.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
my board.
Interesting. How you learn that?
Could be how I have the amp set too.
No, it's pretty close. That's going on in the front. Yeah. Oh, is the chat breaker sidechained in the gate? That's what it is. Yeah. Well, we
Can
can
you just
record
record from mine?
from yours too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here.
let's just do that. Yeah.
You want to use this?
Yeah, I'll just record on your channel. All I have to do is change the input on the channel. So we're gonna switch it. So Derek's on channel 2. So I'm gonna go to rhythm
That's
guitar.
right, you did.
That is. Rhythm guitar. I'm gonna reset that input to channel 2. There you go. So do you like the humbucker or do you like the split? I think I like the humbucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do some shots at the end there. Okay, quick
Sure.
tune. Tune between takes, always. That's not my tuner. Can you hit your tuner? Always tune between takes. That's also a big part of it. Unless you have an ever tune. Then you don't have to do that. That's really nice. Okay, sweet. Alright. So, let's track this. I'm going to change this back just to beats, because that works best for me. There we go. Cool. So let's arm this track. And I'll just record to a click. Like, I don't always have to like line up in the same spot, because you can just pull it after.
I like it better if you just let that last one ring out, or if it's quarters, or like
Play it.
like the your tuner's on.
Sorry.
Like
You turned it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not
But
armed.
it's
Hold-
okay.
hold on.
Just like this, you can hear it acoustically. Yeah. Yep.
I'd like a little fill the second time.
Yeah.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it ring out. And you'll trim that after. I'm going to redo one thing there, and I feel like it's a little quieter. Let's boost this a little bit. All right. Are you bored yet? This is what recording is like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, start again. That was a good take. Keep that. It'll probably fade out about there, so that's good. Now, oh, I know why it's not sounding the way I want. It's on single coil split mode. Let's not do that. Hold on, I'm gonna retrack that. Manny, do you ever hit Z by accident and have it do that? I hate it. That's so annoying. So it was on single coil. That's why it sounds that way. That's better. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. That was good. Cool. So that'll fade out before then. I'm going to duplicate this track. I'm going to make rhythm right. And then I'm going to pan them. What?
Manny got exactly what I was doing.
And I'm going to double that right now just off the hop since we're in the mood of tracking it. Yeah, I find sometimes it's easier just to track and place things after, because once you get a flow of tracking, like, and your muscles are going, it's better to keep going with that than to continually stop and replace yourself in the session. You can figure that out after if you like working that way. But anyways, these are the 2 rhythm takes. So that starts on bar 1, so I can paste that into place easily that way. We will go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we want, what do we have for length here? So this whole thing will end up being about 50 seconds, yeah?
Yep, that's perfect.
Great, yeah, so. 2, 3, 4. Swell in. So now it's like, although all we have is the rhythm guitars, I'm gonna just save this, D20 TS. Although all we have is the rhythm guitars, like the structure's here now.
Yep.
So like literally at this point, all I need to go in, like before I do leads, I'll go in and do drums and bass and then do some leads, and then we're pretty much there. Like if you kind of know where you want it to go, you can kind of track it out first. It's kind of about workflow, right? Like if you're in the zone of tracking and you kind of have that, it sounds dumb to say muscle memory going, but like once you physically get into a groove of tracking, if you know where you want the arrangement to go and you don't need to hear things in their full perspective to know where you want to go, it's easier just to kind of track it, because like, great, here's our rhythm guitars for everything. Now we can just throw some drums and bass and we're good. So I'm gonna put the guitar down.
Okay.
And we can do that.
I'll trade you, because
Sure.
that's my cable.
Yes. Oh yeah, take your cable back. Anyone have any other questions so far? Am I boring you? This is what recording is like. It's not that exciting. But it is fun and you can create cool things. That's the Metallica version. Sweet.
That's the outro.
Okay, I'm killing your monitor for a second. Sorry.
Sure. I'm gonna grab my other drink.
Yeah.
This is my Waterloo Grapefruit Radler. It's a delicious beverage, nice and crisp
So nice
on a
background
fine
music.
Wednesday evening.
It's like ASMR. Gear and beer.
Yeah. Gear and beer ASMR edition.
Yes. What you need is a nice, tasty grapefruit radler from Waterloo Brewing, Waterloo, Ontario.
So, yeah, kind of hearing more sparse drums off the beginning here. So I guess we're gonna make a drum channel. So let's go to track, add new software instrument track. So when you're adding a new audio track, it's literally just an audio channel that will take whatever you're sending in through your interface, and you can just put whatever you want on it. If you're using a software instrument track or a VST track, you are using a virtual sound engine to create it via MIDI. That's what we're going to do. So usually between drums and bass, I'll probably start with drums. I guess, again, it kind of depends, but like I feel like that kind of gives me, like I'll kind of get the groove going first in my head, and then you can kind of, like with MIDI, it's so easy just to kind of move things around once you hear it, but I think the drums kind of give me more of a perspective first. So we'll go to drums.
Sam,
Yes.
Do you use a MIDI keyboard when you track?
No.
Okay.
Actual keyboard, like piano, yes. Like if I'm playing piano parts, yeah. For drums, no. I just use piano roll for drums.
Okay.
It's way faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Personally, like I know like a lot of people prefer to like hit record on the MIDI roll and just like
Yeah,
do one drum at a
input
time.
it while it's going.
No dice. I'd rather just click it in and drag it. But there's no like I've seen like Misha. I've watched videos of him literally playing the drum parts on keys, and it's insane. Like it's so nuts.
It's crazy.
Like yeah, him and Mike Mallion too from Monuments. If you look up any of Mike's videos of him playing keyboard drums, it's wild. Like it's so cool. So there definitely are dudes who can do that, and that's very quick and like feels more realistic. I'm just gonna MIDI it in there.
Baker asked whether or not you switch guitars when you're writing.
Yeah.
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 He's wondering, or do you
Not-
typically use one guitar for the main tracking and then go back with other
Not
guitars later?
not necessarily for writing, but for tracking a final product, I'll be pretty conscious of what sounds I want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on the Gia stuff, I think I used like 5 different guitars, like just for different sounds. Like there was a Strat, a Tele, there was 2 different 7 strings, and there was the Les Paul that Dorian loaned me.
Nice.
So, and I don't know, sometimes something just feels right. But for writing something, I think whatever guitar is inspiring the idea is generally what I'll stick with. And then when I'm tracking for a final product, if there are guitars that I think would suit specific sounds better, then I'll use those. I will say though, like the Andersons thus far has been able to do pretty much every sound I want.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty crazy. So, cool. So I've created a drum channel here. So for demoing, there's lots of different drum programs that are fantastic. TuneTrack is great. I really like using GGD stuff. Specifically for writing and not mixing, I like using the aggressive rock kits because they are very low in RAM usage compared to some of the more robust packages. So they lag a lot less if you don't. Like this computer is pretty great, but if you have something that's like 8 gigs of RAM, I think aggressive rock uses like 2, and Modern Massive uses like all of your RAM, basically. So in Contact, I'm going to go to multi-output 16 times stereo. All this means these are all instances of Contact. These are just the different routing configurations within the version that you open. If I do end up deciding I want to mix this or do a reference mix for many, I'll generally sum the drums out into about 7 different channels, and this just allows me to create different channel strips like in your mixer in Logic, and not just within Contact. So that, boom, Contact, and I'll go to Recents, and I bet you it's going to be that in Umansky bass. Correct. So there you go, aggressive rock, here's some drums, boom. Drums. Quickly, what I'm going to do, and this is just because I probably will mix this at some point, is I'm going to set up that routing so that it goes to different channels in Logic. So usually for demoing, I won't go too crazy. I'll just do kick, snare, toms, overhead.
Luke is telling Devin to drink PBR when
That is
Devin
the worst
doesn't like
choice.
beer. Like
No,
like
Devin,
at all.
Devin,
don't listen.
Don't listen to Luke.
Don't
Do
listen to
not
Luke.
anything
Never
Luke said.
listen to Luke.
don't take a 21-year-old's advice on
No.
beer
No.
because they're
So-
all good.
What I'm doing here is setting it up. So if you look here, I'm just doing 6 subgroups here. We're just going to keep this really. Oh, sorry, there's mono as well, and then room. And then if you go into, you click this little exclamation point in the top right corner here, that will tell Contact that you've changed the name of these outputs. And then when you go into your mixer in your Contact instrument, you should be able to select that output. Correct. So we're going to send kick to kick. We're going to send snare to snare. We're going to send tom 1 to toms. We're going to send tom 2 to toms. We're going to send overhead to overhead. We're going to send mono to mono and room to room. Very simple. This is, again, just for demoing. I'm sure in a larger setting, like for someone who's actually mixing, they're going to have way more than this going on, but this just allows me to kind of get it under control. And then if you go here, when you click this plus, this will create those different
Smash
channels
that like button.
in your mixer. What, is this boring you guys? I'm sure
No,
it is.
I'm laughing at Devin is still asking about beer and said everyone's suggestion except Luke.
That's
Yeah.
the
So-
smart choice. Yeah.
I
was-
suggest any grapefruit radler. That's my suggestion because I don't love like a lot of beer
That's fair.
because I don't love anything that's like kind of bitter and hoppy. So this is like juice mixed with beer. So it's
Kilter
good.
Kilter has a really great summer like fruity beer that I just had recently. It's very delicious.
I had somebody else's
Kilter's
radler at when I was at the Forks
Oh,
with Brian.
oh,
Oh, you went to like the market there?
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Went there with Seth too.
Nice. The little beer market there is great. Anyway, so all I've done here is, go into Contact. In Contact, you set your outputs here, and then in your mixer in Program, you set the outputs to match that, and then in Logic, you set the outputs to match that. And that's pretty much it. So now when we start programming drums, the kick should come down this channel, the snare should come down this channel, the tom should come down this channel, etc. But we're not going to worry too much about that right now. Let's make some drums, I guess. So, yeah, I haven't really thought about what I'm doing here. So, off the top. Kind of slower snare, like snare on 3 type deal.
That's kind of what I was
Luke is literally doing blast beats right now.
Yeah, but he also likes PBR. Get him out of here.
Hang on. No, Luke, I'm going to do this for you right now just because it's easy.
I was gonna say, show me how to blast beat here.
Sure. Let's do blast beats for Luke. This is happening once, and that's it.
You just hold the left mouse and just drag, right?
You can do that too, but you want to do cool blast beats, and you want to offset the snare. We're doing blast beats, and then we'll write the actual song, and this is going to be great. We're at 100. Oh, so I got to do like 30-second notes here, bud. This is going to be tight.
Sounds too full. I need a paper sounding kick.
Yeah, it's it's pretty papery right now, bud. Don't even worry. This is dumb. Why am I doing this? We should write this song.
I don't know, but I like it. Oh yeah.
No. That's not what I want either. No. Let's go to 30 seconds. No. Okay, this is good. No, we're not doing it. That's enough.
Oh, no. Can we hear it in context, though?
Okay. So
You're giving me good ideas here.
yeah. Hold on. Okay. Nope.
All right, yeah.
Okay, great. That was glad you enjoyed that, bud.
That was so worth it.
No, I've had enough.
I didn't even put any ride cymbal in there. We got to do it again.
You don't need it.
I'm thinking like a snare on 3 type deal. Realistically.
What about 1, 2, 3, 4?
Sure, man. That sounds good. Okay. Thinking like a little kind of fill going into it. Okay, so I like to have the drums quantized to 16th notes. You can do 30-second notes too. I just find this easier for my visual.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can. That's all Luke cares about is 16th notes.
No, 30 seconds for the blast beats.
30 seconds. Okay, good. So I'm hearing a snare on somewhere around here. I'm going to actually make these 16th notes again. And I'm not going to go super high velocity. So
Luke is the PBR of Rev. 100%.
Yeah, that is true.
So in here, sorry.
He wears that crown
Yeah,
quite
I
proudly.
do. And I'm proud.
So every, like if you did have, like Luke was talking about using an actual MIDI piano for this, if I had like a USB keyboard hooked up, each key would just like trigger the different sample. Like you can see I'm kind of dragging on the side there, Derek.
Yep.
So like if I had that hooked up, I could literally just be boom, boom, bah,
Yep.
boom. But that's like I kind of just like clicking and dragging it. So if you look here, each of these spaces is a 16th note. Each of these vertical spaces is a different sample, and then the velocity here is how hard you actually hit it. So when you crank the velocity, right? So if you want to do ghost notes, it'd be that kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna probably bring it in at like there. Softer. Just to like 90. Cool. Little fill in. So if you listen with the click, just kind of like a little lead in. So with this, I kind of know I'm thinking like kind of softer ride.
Yep.
Kind of start. So I'd kind of just map the ride in there first to get kind of the feel for how that's going. So cymbal crash. Ride, I think the ride is up higher. That's the bell. That's the ride. 2. And I just know that like if you look here where it says 3, that's the third beat. So like 1, 2. Here's your 3. And I know I kind of want like a da 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 da. So those are kind of like your main quarter notes. But if you copy them and then put some in between and bring the velocity down, you can kind of get that kind of sway going. Very subtly, but like it feels like you're actually kind of like riding it a little more. Right?
Yep.
That kind of thing. So, snare on 3. So after I kind of have the cymbal feel, I'll kind of map in the snare placement, because then you get a feel for where the downbeats are going to be, and then you can kind of fill in where the kick feels right from there, you know? 1, 2, 3. So snare on 3. So when I was pointing out there, it'll kind of indicate where your downbeats are. Oh, I moved that by accident. That's not what I wanted to do. And then one more instance of that. Nope. Copy. And then I'm thinking the kick can kind of follow the dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3. So that'll be on the and. Yeah, something like that. And then we can kind of copy and go from there, get some ghost notes in there. I'm going to be hearing that cough in my sleep.
I know.
And then a little tom fill. Do-do-do.
What's up, Eric?
Cool. All right, so I'm going to just copy that, and then we can kind of like put little intricacies in between each iteration of it, just to make it a little less repetitive. But again, like with this, we just wanted to kind of suit the bit, right? Maybe like a similar kind of fill here. Do we want a little pause? Oh, right, it's shorter. So do you want kind of like a build up into it, or like a little pause before the riff kicks in?
Whatever you want.
What do you think?
Whatever you want.
Build up.
Thanks, Manny. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I'm literally just gonna copy a bunch of tom hits here and then hit the velocity. Yep. And that's it. One, two, three, four. And then so what you can do here is kind of go, just start super quiet, like highlight, like kind of enter your hits first and then go in and bring the velocity up really slow. Slow like and get like a nice tom build going on. Is this as fun as you thought it would be, Derek?
You can also draw in your velocities, which is a lot faster.
Is that faster? How do you do
Yeah.
that many?
I'd have to go over there to show you, but
That's really quiet too.
yeah.
Yeah, show me that. I like that. That sounds better.
Everybody say hi to Manny.
Hi, Manny. Here?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. You literally just do it. Whoa, I like that way more.
It's so much faster.
Thank you. Great. Wow, this is great. No, I have to get these ones louder. These two I'm just gonna crank.
And if you use the pencil tool, you can just kind of draw like a thing.
That is quick. I need to get used to the muscle memory of that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how it is, right? Like even if this isn't efficient, it's what I'm used to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's kind of tom build up there. Great. So this is what we got with drums coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just show how you did the velocity pencil thing. Just again.
So Manny just showed me this, but if you go to the MIDI editor and then click this thing right here, that brings up all the velocities on the bottom. But what I was doing, which is a more primitive way of doing it, is just highlighting the note manually and then adjusting the velocity just on the sidebar here. But the way Manny explained to do it is absolutely faster. I just kind of got to get used to doing that because it's different. And that's so much of this is like literally just muscle memory, you know? Cool. So now let's add some drums here.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. What do you?
Yeah, yeah.
What, you know what I mean? Like I'm almost hearing more of like a '90s thing. Like you were saying Incubus before. Like
Yeah,
a lot of like I'm almost hearing like.
I'm over with that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Let's make a. Let's quickly just pick a different preset here. Like let's do So Close.
When can I use the whammy bar?
The whammer.
Whammy.
There you go. Do it. Okay, you're good now? Sweet.
Yep.
I'm muting it.
Yes. What is being used for the gain tone? It is
Trap breaker and the tilt overdrive.
Trap breaker and the tilt overdrive, or no, tilt boost.
Tilt boost, sorry. Yeah, this is
Boost to the moon, to the boost.
Yeah, honestly, it's a great sound, man. Like it's heavy, but it's like it's clear, very crisp. Yeah. Cool.
Man, you just had the longest yawn I've ever seen.
Don't worry, bud.
I'm just tired, okay, guys?
Me too. It's okay. We're almost done, buddy. Do this, and then a lead, and then throw some mastering preset on, and then we're good. Okay. So let me zoom in here. So usually I like to run velocity at like full bore at like 104. Like cranking it, I don't think sounds great. Manny, I don't know if you have an opinion on that. But whoa, what just happened?
I don't know.
Logic just died on me.
Oh, that's not good.
Logic just quit. Oh no.
Sad enough.
Did we lose all of that?
No, it usually saves pretty.
I don't know if it did, dude.
We'll see.
I actually don't know if it did. I think I literally auto-saved that. Yeah, it literally just wiped everything we did. And I saved it too. That's amazing.
No.
Holy crap.
What's your autosaves at?
How do I access that?
Uh,
D20TS, here we go, perfect. Perfect, there we go.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yes, thank you, autosave. I don't know what happened there, it was weird. Okay, cool, thank you. Yeah, some things don't autosave, but it's nice when they do.
Yep.
Okay. So, we're gonna go to C0, that is the kick drum. So I think for this, I'll kind of get the kick and snare feel in first.
I'm gonna go use the little boys' room like Luke did.
Cool. I can
Except
tell
the
you
other
guys are
one, while
having
you
so much
program
fun
drums.
doing this.
Have fun.
By the time you're back, or I'm back, you'll have it done, I bet.
Probably.
Which is unbelievably impressive. I'm not kidding. It would take me all day to figure that out.
Dun, 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 dun. I think here it's like a 2 and 4 kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, for sure.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 and then do kind of like the. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so then you got your kick and snare kind of feel here. Oh, that's not right. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Okay, that'll do it. Get the crash. I like to, like, if the crash is kind of leading the beat, I think the higher crash I use for, like, actual crashes, and the lower crash you can kind of ride on because it's not quite as intrusive.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Dun, dun, dun. I think that one needs a little more push. Yeah, that's it. And then we'll get the crash lined up. Copy paste that, and then same thing here. Like, I don't want like a straight 8th feel on it, but you kind of want the. Are those really at 112? Why did I do that? 104. No, 112. These at 112? I don't want that either. 104. But now that screwed up my copy pasting of this because I went to fix it. So these I will do as quarter notes. And then I'm going to turn them into 8th notes. And I'll kind of just drag that until I get the feel I want.
Yeah.
That's a little better. Yeah, it might be a little more pronounced here. Yeah, maybe throw some pedal hi-hat in there. Got some chips, eh?
Oh, yeah, bud.
Nice. You're not playing my guitar now.
I'm gonna rub chips all over that Anderson.
Okay, well, I'll get my 2-week notice tomorrow.
That's a shop guitar, right?
It is, yes. That's correct. Yeah, something like that, you know? It's kind of straight.
Man, you want some chips?
I do actually, yep.
All right, one more copy paste of that. And then we just gotta do bass and then some leads, and that's literally it. That's how I would go about writing this demo. And the bass will add a ton of this, as well as just some Couldn't change the feel for the last part.
Devin has the best comment of the night.
What's that?
How does Rev write a song? Derek gives Sam an idea and then eats chips.
That is accurate.
Yes. It's also the way everything should be done moving forward.
Only if it's salt and vinegar.
Can you imagine if that was our day? Is that I just came and gave you ideas about what we should do, and then I sat in my office and ate chips?
If it was recording music, I'd be okay with that.
Why aren't we selling any amps? Because Sam's like recording music and Derek's eating chips.
Should we be selling chips?
Okay, here's the
chips?
drums.
What?
Drums are done.
Yeah, chips, right?
Yeah, chips, yeah.
Sweet.
Chips. Okay, here's the song with drums, or the drums that are there so far. No bass yet. There you go. There's the arrangement. So let's.
Oh, Dustin, a giant burrito does sound pretty good right about now. It's a
That
good
actually
idea.
sounds pretty banging.
Bud.
You know what I'm doing, Manny?
no
I just
Taco
picked,
Bell
I
anywhere
just
near
picked
here.
save. I'm not going to rely on
That's
autosave
good.
anymore.
Yep.
Anyways, anyone have any questions so far? That's kind of the skeleton. And again, like we're just writing a 1-minute song demo. So structurally, this is just intended to be kind of a quick and dirty type deal.
No, it's good.
This is kind of like what I would do at home when I was doing this. So yeah,
I can't believe how fast you'd program the drums.
you do enough of something, you get fast. All right, let's program some bass.
I am very fast at eating chips.
Let's get good buddy Jacob Umansky in the chat here.
Yeah.
With
Oh, yeah.
bass, because that's basically the only plugin I use for bass now. It's just Jacob's plugin.
Just like to note that these are old Dutch salt and vinegar chips. They are the best chips on the planet.
They're up there. All right.
You Americans don't know what you're missing.
No, you don't. All right, so we're gonna go back to recents and
Next
it'll be-
person who buys a Generator 120 from our website, I'm throwing in a bag of salt and vinegar chips with.
How about a carton?
No, a bag. It's got to fit in the box, man. I'll get you the big bag, though. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Umansky bass. This is Jacob's plugin.
Is that a Dingwall?
It's literally a sampled Dingwall bass. Yeah. So.
From Sheldon Dingwall?
Yep. Correct. So essentially, Jacob with Submission Audio sampled his Canadian-made 6-string Dingwall bass, and there's 4 different sounds here. This is the heavy one. We're not going to use that today. It sounds.
You're giving me ideas.
I'm not going to get too crazy with it, but it's pretty wild. You can actually program like different inflections, like there's slap sounds and like thump sounds and stuff. So like you can get really
You want some
crazy.
chips,
with
man?
it. No, I'm okay, thanks. I want them after. Anyways, I think for this I'm going to use probably just the clean, really. Like, what do you think? Like,
Yep,
like
sounds good.
There's like a Music Man plugin that I have too, but that sounds pretty good. So we're going to draw a MIDI region.
It's clean, but it still has that Dingwall growl.
Yeah,
which is nice.
It has the dark glass in
Yeah.
it for sure, and also Jacob's hands just sound like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm super simple here. This will take 2 seconds. That's very high. Let's not do that.
Is it Seinfeld?
It can be. You don't know how many times we had a technical issue and Jacob would just start playing that at shows. Yeah, this is funny.
Nice.
It became a thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like I mean, that just fills out so much already, right? So copy that, and then it's just the one root note that changes. I'll bring it down quieter, but that's kind of what we got. Melody, just following the roots for this, super easy. here there is actually a pattern. So we're gonna start with that. So that's 16th notes, the kind of pattern here. So each of these spaces is a 16th note. You can quantize, like if you look here where it says snap, you can quantize this however you want. I just do smart snap, which is 16ths. I find that just to be easiest, but there's no right way. And it does memorize the last note length when you do that. So I'm gonna shorten that up. Then an 8th note pause. And that drags out, right? No, copy paste that. Little bass fill, little sensual bass fill. Okay, that's it for bass. Done. Here's what we have. And I'm just gonna throw something on here, and this is like very entry level, but it just helps everything blend together. I'm literally just gonna go to this like tune track plugin I have and just put like kind of a fake master on it, and then it'll sound a little more realistic. This is a very easy way to do this. Also, shout out to Tune Track. Rick actually got us hooked up with a ton of stuff, and like for demos and all that, it's very, very useful just to kind of like throw up a mastering preset on here, and you'll kind of hear quickly just how everything sounds with that. Lots of bass, that's for sure. Let's bring that down. So this is without. And just turn the mastering preset on. Pretty simple. It's kind of like EQ compression limiter. So I'm gonna turn that bass down. That's a little hot. Guitar's gonna come up a bit. Arrangement works. Setting it up, and we just kind of need some leads for it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Let it rip, buddy.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Let's take a 2-second break. Oh, we got 10. Oh, we don't.
We got 10 minutes.
Luke's gotta go to bed. Okay, let's do some leads then. Fine. The carriage is coming to pick me up, as Derek says.
Yeah. Turns into a pumpkin at midnight.
Yeah. Have you guys enjoyed any of this? Like, have I kind of just been rambling to myself with this? Or do you guys find this stuff interesting? Because, like, honestly, like, yeah, I mean, a lot of what we do here is not related to like making content in this way, but like kind of thinking of quick ways and processes to put these demos together. Like when it's like, you know, something comes up and inevitably we need something in, you know, a few days, and it's got to be kind of a quick process. So yeah, having these kind of systems just makes it easy. I was running through your rig, but I think for the leads I can do. Yeah, let's try. Well, that's a lot of reverb, and I don't want that much. So let's make.
I don't like it.
Let's make a new track quick. Call it lead. So I'm just gonna quickly throw some delay and verb on this just to keep it simple. Let's go with the Valhalla delay. I like that duck because it's got a little bit of modulation. We're gonna go to quarter note stereo. And what's that noise?
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
What's going on here? Might be the.
Module?
Try your rig for a sec.
Yeah, yeah.
Might be the. I think it might be the rig, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's okay. I'm just gonna set the input on this to channel 2. That's better. What do you think for a lead tone? I think for the first part, something a bit softer. Maybe turn that chat breaker off. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, let's do that. So. Something. Let's do one more pass of that. One more. Neck pickup. Yeah.
Yep.
Like kind of like softer lead. Then let's duplicate that quick. Soft lead. And here I feel like that kind of theme. That was kind of what it was, eh? Like. Let's see how it feels. What did you do? Is that the swarm? Let me track it, then we can swarm it. I want to hear what that sounds like. Let's isolate it. This is what we just recorded with the swarm. I think we're keeping it. Anyways, that's it. We can, I'll finalize the leads for that. But that's.
You can do it. I won't ruin it on you.
Oh, it's okay. let's just get her done, and then it's done.
Then it's done.
Then it's done, and then we can film a video for it whenever we want to do that. All right.
Do you like that tone or this one?
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's solo. I don't want that. Also, I want the click on. Don't know what I'm doing, guys. Not enough pre-roll is what I'm doing. Like a dummy. Good. So we're gonna punch in the second part. Like that's. Why is it making so much noise?
Yeah.
On me? There we go.
That's probably my board. The timeline's probably screwed again.
Yeah. So like I like that pass. The second part I didn't really know where to go with it, but we can keep that. Yeah, so if you go to the top here, I'll add like 1 bar pre-roll there. Get rid of that before I don't hit it.
y'all.
That's awesome.
Get rid of that before I didn't hit it anymore.
Holy.
Yeah, sometimes you accidentally do stuff that's cool.
Okay, now
Okay, sweet.
almost stealing my riff.
The bend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
Anyways,
Okay, now
yeah.
I get to add my part.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Derek can play for the rest of the night.
You just play that again and punch me in.
All right, let's do it. Hang on, I'm gonna save my take.
What are you saying?
Just saying, I'm saving it, bud. That's it. All right. Do we want to take one listen quick just to the whole thing?
Yeah.
And then we'll let Derek. And then Derek is gonna shred over this for the outro.
Oh, I'm not gonna shred, but I'll make it amazing.
All right, this is the song we came up with, guys. Thanks for hanging while I mess with the laptop. So we'll use this for our D20 TS demo. Oh, whoops, forgot to cut that out. That is your riff.
Okay, now I need to add something.
Okay, now Derek's on.
Not bad.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of my leads, and you can solo.
No,
over
you
them.
leave your leads. Just put it on another track.
Yeah, just give him a second channel.
All right, ready? All right, we're on from the beginning.
Yeah.
3, 4.
Not doing anything yet. You just gotta wait.
I'm saving this take, and you're filming a playthrough tomorrow.
Oh,
You
it's
should give him
fine.
some click.
honestly, that works though.
It doesn't sound bad.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm making this work. Hold on.
For real.
This can work as a background layer.
Absolutely
We're doing this. This will sound good, Derek. Don't worry
See?
about it.
Do you have brow motion?
I
Okay.
What were you gonna do?
Oh, I was just gonna have it like really in the background, like just go around all everywhere.
I was just gonna put reverb on it and put it way the fuck in the background.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say just reverb it like crazy.
The first one was good.
Do you want me to redo it?
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, there we go.
This is my move at church. It's just random.
That is true.
Luke's,
It is true.
I love that.
Okay.
There we go.
Honestly, the first one, the timing on it is good. Like I could put that in the background, it would work. Hold on.
Well, you can always copy it and like move it around a bit.
That's what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. If we put it at the right level, it actually fits.
okay, do it again. I'll do
Absolutely.
one more thing.
You want to track another thing?
Yeah, one more
Okay,
thing.
I'm making another track for you. I want to keep that. I actually like that take. Okay, same spot. Okay, yeah. Do you want to go for it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. We can put a fade in. Hold on.
Honestly, I think that's usable. If we fade it in and reverse it, maybe.
I was gonna say, I'll let
Yeah.
Manny. I'm saving these stems so you can do what you want with it. But for
Amazing.
Now, for now, I'm literally just gonna do this.
Oh yeah, I've got some ideas.
These are Derek's 2 takes.
Yes.
Ready? Ready? But it's funny because like you could make that swell work, and the harmonics, that's cool. Done.
There we go.
It's a song.
I added my parts.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
But literally, that all stemmed from your idea, and like it sounds a lot different.
Yes.
But it all came from that, and that's I guess at the beginning where I was saying it's like I think creating ideas and recording ideas are two very different things, and like if you have processes that can allow you to expand on it, you might land somewhere totally different than where your idea starts.
Well, it sounds
right?
way different than the riff that I half ripped off from Manny when we started.
Right.
So.
But that's the thing is you can get away with ripping stuff off if you just kind of change it as
That's
you go.
right. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of it. It's like, you know, you say like, oh, like, whatever, I just mess around with these sounds. It's like, yeah, but you can take that and like sometimes if I'm stuck on a riff like with higher lows or whatever, Rob and Paul, like they don't sit down and write full songs as much, but they have like tons of cool riffs that they'll just like send me, and sometimes I'll hear a riff and it's like I know exactly what I want this song to be. And I just didn't have this starting point, and it's like the same thing with you playing that riff. It's like I hear it totally differently, but because it was like a new idea that was presented to me, it was there. It's like, cool, we can work around this. It's not like I have to generate new ideas, and I like working that way. It's fun, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
All right. Well, that's what our stream was tonight. So thanks for coming and hanging with us, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me mess around and do stupid laptop stuff.
I'm sure you'll see this on some sort of video
Yeah,
from one
like,
of our dealers.
We could easily,
some
like,
point.
we'll use it for the TS. Yeah, like that was kind of the goal. We're going to use this for the D20 TS model. So you guys helped. Thank you. Hang on.
Oh, now you're the one with all the effects.
I knew stuff in here too. I don't even know what I was doing anymore. See ya.